In this problem, we have a 1000 par value 5-year bond, and we're given all these semi-annual rates. So instead of a 5-year bond, I'm going to treat this as a 10-period bond with a 5% coupon rate and a 6% yield. So it's a 6% yield per period and a 5% coupon rate per period. And in this case, a period is just a period of 6 months. And now we're told to find the total of the interest paid column in the bond amortization schedule. So what exactly does this mean? So if you go back to the lecture notes, what it's asking for is essentially the sum of this column here. So this is the total interest paid. So you get this formula over here. But actually we don't have to memorize any of these formulas. We can just derive our answer based on common sense. So let's try to reason our way to the answer. So first let us copy down the parameters of this problem. We have a redemption value of 1000. It's 10 period. The coupon rate is 5%, and the yield is 6%. And because it's redeemable at par, the G is also 5%. So in order to find the amount of interest that we earn, essentially what interest is the excess of what you pay versus what you actually owe. So recall that a bond is essentially a way to borrow money. So if you owe someone an amount of money that's equal to P, so the price of the bond. So once you pay the price of the bond, you're essentially you're lending that much money to that other person. And that person has to pay you back in terms of coupons and the redemption value. So P is the amount of money owed. And the sum of all coupons paid plus the redemption value is the amount of money paid. So if we take the redemption value, so we pay this at time n, and then we take the total amount of coupon that we pay, in this case it's 1000 times the coupon rate times the total number of periods, so 10. This is the total amount that we pay, and if we minus the price of this bond, this is the amount that we actually owe. The excess will be the amount of interest. So if this was equal to 0, that means we would be not paying any interest. So the amount that you pay minus the amount that you initially owe, this is equal to the amount of interest. So that's how the concept of interest comes along. So if you just apply this concept, you don't have to apply any formulas. You don't have to memorize anything. So all you have to memorize is how to calculate the price of the bond. Well, the price of the bond, in our case, it's easier to use the premium discount formula. So if you just apply that G minus I, and then A10. So if you calculate this, and you substitute it to here, and then you take the difference, you see that this is equal to 573.6. So using common sense, you can actually reason your way to a formula to calculate the interest, so you don't have to memorize any of the formulas in the lecture notes.